Man, what's good, everybody? I got a small little story time. Talk about how I was growing up in Jackson, Mississippi, man. Everybody know it's Jackson, Mississippi. Born and raised. I was born West Jackson when I was about 6 years old. I moved to South Jackson, and I've been staying in South Jackson ever since, man. Um, Something that I think is important to know is that it's crazy in the whole United States, but in Jackson, it's a lot of crime here, man. It's not just the best place in the world, but it's really some good people here, and there's some really special things that could come from here too. You feel what I'm saying? I think it's important for us to know uh, there aren't as many opportunities um, here as it is in a lot of other places. So let's just make sure that we have that in the back of our brains as well. I think it's a good thing to know, like, how much people are able to give back to the community and how big of an impact that can make. I just want to say those things up front. But yeah, man, let's start elementary. Elementary, man, I went to like a little private school called Adiumbo Elementary School. They gave me a great foundation. They gave me a great foundation to find out who I was, where I come from. They gave me my culture, background, understanding black heritage and black culture, which I think is an essential part of growing up and becoming a young adult. After that, I went to Southwood Middle School. That's when I became a hooper for real. One of the best middle schools in the state of Mississippi as far as producing basketball talent. Then I went to Jim Hill High School. After Jim Hill, I went to Mississippi State University. But growing up here, it was rough sometimes. I was grateful to have good parents. You know what I'm saying, that raised me well with a good foundation as far as discipline, respect, having manners, knowing how to treat people, knowing how to love people properly, having discipline, self control, staying out of trouble, making good decisions. Those were some things that were instilled to me by my household at a very young age. Um, After that, I think it was important I think it's important for the youth here to have that, but we really don't have that a lot here, and you can see it a lot of the times, especially when I got older, looking at the youth. A lot of the youth don't have older parents or guidance from older adults. A lot of these adults nowadays are allowing these kids to just run rampant, do whatever they want to do when they want to do it, when they feel like doing it, how they feel like doing it. You feel what I'm saying? And that's not always a great thing. It's important for us to see the differences in how we grew up and what we could do to get better. I seen a report the other day. You can go Google this. Mississippi is top three in crime and top three in STDs. So make sure you're moving smart out here in these streets and to avoid trouble, and make sure that you always have protected intercourse with your partner, man, because you just really never know. Um, but growing up, man, it was rough sometimes, not being able to go certain places because it's not as safe. Not being able to stay outside or go in the neighborhood, just go around the neighborhood because it wasn't as safe. It wasn't as um, protected and sheltered as you would like it to be. So I stayed inside a lot growing up, just because my parents wanted to instill in me and make sure that I was safe, that I didn't have any trouble coming my way. But there were a lot of people that when I got in high school, when I was to talk to them about how they grew up coming from different hoods, a lot of their hoods were rougher than mine, or just as rough, but they were in the streets just because they didn't have those people telling them to stay away from that and keep them inside. And then, I took basketball serious at a very young age, and so I was grateful for that because that kept me locked in on that. That kept me focused on basketball, so I didn't have a lot of extra time to go and be in the streets and party and do a lot because I was always traveling playing basketball. I was always in the gym working out, outside working out, playing against my friends in the neighborhood, things of that nature. You always had those people that tried to bother you though, so you did have to learn how to protect yourself. You did have to learn how to stand up for yourself. I learned that very fast growing up. Not to let anyone mess with you and push on you and stuff like that. And I feel like that's important skills to have, especially when you growing up to become, into your manhood and becoming an adult. So I just think those are some key things that I learned growing up as a youngin, man. Like Don't let nobody push you around. Don't let nobody bully you. You know what I'm saying? You the big dog. You know what I'm saying? Those things are very important. Um, you gotta learn how to move, man. You gotta learn how to move in the city. You gotta be able to peep kind of vibes with certain areas. Like, all right, that ain't my type of spot. I know it might be something pop off over there. Nah, I ain't gonna move over there for real, cause I just know who be over there for real. They really don't be up to nothing good. Cause say for instance, I come and I'm successful. I got a little money in my pocket because my mom and daddy took care of me or whatever the case may be. Which wasn't my case, but I'm just saying they're just a normal person. Um, you know what I'm saying? You might have some new shoes on. What if them boys want them shoes? They gonna jump you. I mean that it's not always like that, but you just never know for real. I done seen people get beat up, get their shoes taken, but I done seen people defend themselves so they couldn't get their shoes taken. You see bullies all the time. You see people in drama. You see people in mess. Sometimes I would go to the bathroom in high school and I would see like people selling guns to each other, bro. I would see like like people selling drugs to each other in the bathroom and stuff at night, 10th grade. It's crazy to say that, but that was the world that we were living in at the time, or we still might be living in it. I don't know what's going on there, but that's what was happening. I hate to say that, but that's what happened. But it taught me how to move. Thank God I was good at basketball because a lot of them people ain't mess with me for real because they was trying to come watch me play that night. You know what I'm saying? They was like, man, Corey, I'm gambling on you. I'm betting on the game, bro. You got to come through for me tonight. Ooh, 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 stuff like that. So that helped me stay cool with them people for real. And I was always pretty much cool with everybody. I ain't had no drama, but I saw a lot. And as I got older, those same feuds and those same people that were always in the drama, always in the mess, always in trouble, a lot of them rest in peace to them, but they ended up dead. Some of them is, free so and so. You feel what I'm saying? Free little this, free little that, because they in jail for a very long time because they weren't conducting themselves as young adults in a proper manner. They was harmful to society or they committed crimes, this, that, and the third. So those are just some important things that I learned growing up. I mean, I can get into so much, but I mean, just you just my main thing from growing up is just you got to know how to move and you know how to carry yourself. And then once you learn those two things, I mean, the city really not bad. They got something going on all the time. Jackson State around here, you got good people. A lot of high schools you go watch games, and you got fun activities. Clubs be booming down here and everything. So I think it's just important for you to understand what to do, what not to do, where to go and where not to go. And you know what I'm saying, just how to conduct yourself and respect everybody that's around you. And that can take you a long way when you living in a city like this. Um, it's some gangs and stuff like that here, but I never got affiliated with them too much. I just kind of kept my nose clean, stayed in my book so I could get out. The key is always to get out the hood, not stay in the hood. You feel me? So I just think that's important for real, for real. So just make sure we keeping that in mind at all times, no matter where we going. Look and be aware of your surroundings, understand what you got going on, who you got going on, and you just be careful with your partners. Make sure they moving good because you don't want to get caught up in no crossfire beef. You feel what I'm saying? So that's kind of like my overall just small little gist. And if you watch the rest of my videos, you'll kind of get a gist of how it was growing up in Jackson. But it's a typically rough area, and it's hard to get out of it. But you just got to keep grinding your way out just to get to where you want to be. Cause if not, bro, this city really will trap you in there, man. Cause it's not a lot going on sometimes. So, as far as positivity, so that's why I'm a big. I ain't gonna call myself an activist, but I'm a big community service type of person. Where I'm giving back to the kids, giving back to the community. Just had a back to school bash last week, booming. You feel what I'm saying? Giving back to the kids in the hood and book bags, letting them play basketball, things of that nature. So I think it's always important to do these things and keep God first, man. But growing up in Jackson was a interesting time. You feel me? So just keep that in mind when you move around in these streets, and just enjoy yourself. But everybody grow up different. Everybody perceive it different based on their household and what they were able to do and where they was able to go, man. So, but I love my city, but I don't plan on being here too much longer. And it is what it is, bro. Appreciate you for watching. Stay tuned. We got more coming soon. It's your boy Court. We out.